Hello, my friends, and welcome back to episode 16 of Relegation Ranger. As you can see, we are at the top of the table. It's been a bit tighter than it should be. You notice that it's just the one singular point. Why has it been tighter, GHG? Because our crack sports science staff has managed to injure 4 of our first teamers, and then we also lost Gaston during a match. Well, we currently lead the league with the most injuries at the top there. But no worries, I'm totally expecting a friendly update from my assistant on how we're experiencing 27.3% fewer injuries than we should be any day now. When you can only register 21 outfield players, losing 5 of them means you've lost 24% of the playable squad. Not a problem, except Don Garber is also apparently in charge of the Spanish 3rd Division and decided to cram 6 games into September while also somehow mysteriously including an 11-day break. I personally thought the break was for like the Copa del Rey and maybe we just didn't participate, but it wasn't. It doesn't kick off until like November, so 30 days in September minus an 11-day break means games every 3 to 4 days, just like MLS. So I'm not really surprised we've been decimated by injuries, and these are just the ones that are still happening. We also had, Oriana out with a bruised thigh, Lauren Zuniga out with a bruised thigh there for a little bit. There's been some tight calf thigh things going on as well. But the fact that we have 5 players currently out with multi-week injuries, let's call it that, and the other top 5 teams have a combined total of 8, makes me wonder if Gerard Piqué has swapped out our physio room for this. This has led to a very chaotic looking appearances table is what I'll call it, starts and subs and all that stuff, where instead of having a settled, starting 11, it's cobbling together a squad from a box of broken toys. Mario has started all 6 games because his rotation option that we signed, Valera, has been injured the entire time and we have no other option. Aguza has also started all 6 because we had to rest Oriana because he had that bruised thigh, and the 3 games in 8 days type situation. So Aguza at one point played the Regista and we rotated in some players into his spot, but he started all 6 games. So yes, we had an undefeated month, but don't let the results fool you. It has not been easy. Take this last game we just played against Barcelona B, who, my friends, the media expect to finish 3rd and currently find themselves in 16th. Yikes! We got 2 late goals after having lost Tomas to a 2nd yellow. Obviously very proud of the boys to fight back with just 10, but it took until that moment until we actually knew what we were doing with the ball. It was weird. Obviously, you can see the XG over there, and we had a chance in the first half and whatever, but it was kind of weird. That's now that we've had a man sent off, now we go for it, and we scored, and it looked really, really nice. It makes you wonder about Tomas's capability, that removing him means we played better and scored 2 goals. It's not all bad news, of course. We're at top of the table, and the young lads, like Martin and Alessandro, have gotten significant and useful minutes. So Martin has a start, 3 subs, a total of 163 minutes of the 450 he was here for. Yes, that's only 5 games. He kind of skipped off to an international thing in early September and missed a game for a very odd reason. And then this absolute banger of a goal against Mutovera. So let's watch. We've already got him highlighted. Again, he's playing, I think, a Carrilero at this moment in time. We've also played him as a ball-winning midfielder at the DM spot in a kind of a tight game just to see the game out. But I think this looks like a box-to-box. We are headed towards this goal. So hopefully this is the box-to-box or a Carrilero option. Cersanti, who is playing right back, goes and gets it. And then he just twists. Twist, turn, shoot. It was, rifled it into the corner. And obviously, we were smashing that team at that point. It was already 3-0, but it was really nice to see it just rifles it off from the young lad. Alessandro has been a young James Milner and essentially played wherever we asked him to, primarily at the Mazzala to give James a break. And even giving Salva a breather in the Mutovera game, and picked up an assist as that. Again, I told you he could play right wing back, especially in a more attacking function rather than defending. He's got 260 minutes out of an available 540 on offer, which is a tad much for me at this point in the season, but beggars can't be choosers. And again, this division is like playing in MLS, so the versatility of the young lad becomes very, very useful. Our elite data team says we are very strong in the attack, but shaky defensively, despite not having conceded a goal in 6 games. maybe they were thinking we should have conceded or aren't getting enough, like, if you go look here, enough blocks in. Like, if you look at the rest of the league, which looks to be perfectly spread around, maybe that's because it's the average. That's interesting. We aren't getting as many clearances or interceptions, but wouldn't that be because of our attacking and, like, do we have possession on here? I don't know. Like, we're dominating games, so wouldn't that lead to things like, oh yeah, like, we don't have to defend as much. We've not conceded a single goal. They think we're shaky defensively. Maybe not so much. I also never, ever play in the data hub, but I was, like, really bored last night. It was almost midnight, and I was like, well, let's take a look. And I do find two things at this point in the season, 6 games in, somewhat interesting. Look at our pass map here. Again, this is just based off of the last game, okay? So this is not necessarily all the normal players. I can see we have Ivan Gil playing as the inside forward, but he's playing primarily, he's the number 22 here. He's playing close to, like, the half line, which is kind of interesting. I need him pushing up into this space rather than back here. I'm not sure how to get more of that. Maybe it's because we have him on support. I'm also probably going to change it to where he is an inverted winger, and see if we can get some more, you know, push in here to let him kind of combine with Salva. But you can see where our passing combinations are. It's also a little interesting that Aguza as the 10, again, playing in a box-to-box midfielder, is dropping a bit deep. We have the Regista probably maybe a little too far up, but it's, again, we're tiki-taking it. I'd like the 8 and the 10 to be a little bit further up. We look very compressed to me. Do I know how to fix that? No, of course not. Why would I know how to fix that? But also the shot map, I think, is quite interesting. It says our shooting has been average, so compared to expectation, we've had a very high number of chances. However, we've wasted a lot of them due to fairly awful conversion of chances. And we've had an excellent number of clear-cut chances. However, our average shot quality is poor, so we should keep an eye out on this as it's unsustainable. And that has been the feeling that I have had as, like, our expected goals is 10.10, which is interesting, and we've scored 10. So, like, we're right on track with that. But as part of our tactic, going into the regular vertical tiki-taka, it has it as shoot on sight. Okay? At least I'm like 99% on that. I'm really hesitant because someone's going to be like, no, it's not. But, like, I'm almost certain I just went, well, this is the standard operating model, okay? And not change anything. And we are getting off a ton of shots, but they're not high-quality shots. And so I'm tempted to do work at the ball in the box or just take it off and let them figure it out. We are taking on Numancia today, and they are in second place by a point. So we're probably going to drop it to balance. I think working the ball into the box makes a little bit more sense because I do think just like smacking the ball hard repeatedly but not on frame is not very good. Like we've had many shots but not many goals. As you can see here, 21 shots per game but only scoring 2.33. That is a very terrible conversion. And even with the shots on target, I don't know if this is any good. It looks to be about average. Compared to the, I can't get things to disappear when you click on them. But our shots on target ratio of 36% essentially is bang average. So it's like, it's almost better in a way for our opposition that we're just rifling off shot after shot after shot and they're not on target. So I think working the ball in the box, especially against a better opponent, might be the way to go for this game. So this is how we're going to line up. We got Prats up top, Zuninga. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry how wrong that is that I'm saying that. Ivan on the right, again, changing that to the inverted winger. James, Aguza, and Oriana. So right now, we have our normal starting three. Mario, Allende, Altair, and Salva on the back line with Juan in between the sticks. Again, Ivan Gil, not exactly an inverted anything, but he can do it on the left side. So you might argue, and I might even think it's being fair to argue this, to swap these guys with a fairly strong foot every time I start to doubt myself. But the reason I haven't done that is I want the attacking coming from the guy who actually knows the role versus Gil is like, Salva is going to be, I guess, underlapping, which makes it interesting with the inverted wingerness. But I want him on attack and him on support and him on attack and him on support. So if I switch them, I'd have to switch all that. And I don't like that as much. We've also pulled up here, like, who are these guys? Francisco Lozano is just a really determined youth player. Yeah, and Ivo Teixeira is another one. But he's not determined. He's just a half-decent one-star midfielder. So, like, if for some reason we're way ahead, we could throw them on just to give them a minute or 5 or 10 to rest the other guys and hopefully avoid injuries. Just, again, looking at the injuries and suspensions here, we have Altamira out. Varela is out for another 5 to 10 days with a twisted ankle. Tomas is suspended. Gaston, I know someone left a comment said you're saying it very French, but that's kind of... I'm going for that. It's still out for another 4 to 8 days. Cedric is still out for another 8 days to 2 weeks. Altamira, again, is out, 6 to 10 days. And then even Marlon here he's had a pulled ab muscle that he'll be back in 3 days. If we get into a bind and we just need to rest somebody, dude, you might have to pull your ab muscle again. I'm sorry. So it's been kind of hilarious. I mean, really, it's just like they're just dropping like flies out there. I always like to, it's like we're finally into the season. We're top of the table. We've unconceded in 6 games. We're undefeated in 6 games, and only 2 players actually care or support me. The rest, I'm sure, are like, we got relegated. Screw you, dude. I just think that's interesting. But overall, team cohesion is all right. It's not great. But I think that's because we haven't had like a team of starting 11 with just a little rotation. It's been like, who's available today? And then the club atmosphere, though, overall, very, very good. Club vision, the board feedback give us a B, on course on all these things. That's good. Supporters give us a B-. Again, I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding this feedback. Disappointed. Is there specifics? Startling lack of young players has been a considerable source of frustration. Like, what do you want me to do? Okay, young player here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 of 7, okay, that are young players. I guess, is Salva? No, Salva's not. Maybe this is where it starts to kind of fall apart. But it's also like, well, what do you want me to do when everybody left? Like, we have to replace the squad. We can't go back to being a B team, Like, what's the deal with that, bro? We will get to the game. I just want to James has been horrific at training. I'm tempted to just fine him, but I don't see the option. If we go to training, does it give his rating over time? I'm sure there's a place where it gives progress. Yes, he's not going too well, you could say. But I can't, there isn't the option to find him. I've already tried talking to him, so I'm just going to let it roll till November, and then I'm going to be like, bro, like, come on. Not helping the squad. Okay, so, again, we're going to go take on Numancia, I think is how you say it. Away from home. What's nice, just as a preview, it's like a game every weekend. Not a game every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, or whatever. Like, we get to, like, a normal schedule. Maybe this was just aggressive. And, yes, I've added the goal scorers because I know some people like to see that. Let's go try not to lose. Okay, after this game, I'm going to look at this because it's saying that we have deviated significantly from the original style, and we should go lower tempo versus higher tempo, narrower versus much narrower. Narrower. That's not easy to say. So maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe we, like, we kind of cobbled this together at the end of last season, and then, is what it is. All right, they are 4-0-1 in their last 5, and as noted, we are, we're undefeated. I don't remember what the order is. 4-1-0, so there you go. We're at their place, playing balanced. The assistant thinks we should play positive. We're gonna, oh, do you see the dancing place in the top left there? The handicap parking. SI. Oh, the clouds are moving in the background. I've never noticed that either. Looks like an like a RPG Morrowind or something from 2007. Anyway. Okay. I don't understand why the momentum swings. It must be in those chunks. Like in the first 3 seconds of that chunk, it's like they have all the momentum, but then we go back to dominating. I think he's offside. Is the flag up? It is. I thought I saw in the very corner here that go up. So again, maybe I was a little overly optimistic that we were going to absolutely smash this league. I do think the injuries has been aggressive, I think is the way I'd put it. We've not created much, and neither have they. Do we go positive here? Do we go positive? Let's find out. We have 69% possession, 68% now. I told them that we've controlled possession. That's what we want. I have moved it to positive to see if we can get a reaction. Again, I don't blame the guys if they're just absolutely worn out here and can't really get anything going. We're to the 60th minute, and somebody left a comment once that said, hey, like, you really wait a long time to make your subs. How I look at this is like, okay, if we make it to the half, right, it's 0-0. And maybe this is not what that comment was about, but my mentality around subs is like, you make it to the half, you go get a rousing team talk, you get lots of green. People are like, yeah, let's go get them, boss. They need time. Like 5 minutes isn't enough. 10 minutes to me isn't enough. So I give them 15 minutes, and then I think between 60 and 65 minutes is like, if you're not making the difference, if you haven't changed, if we have the option, which is where we're at right now, then you make the change. Again, Ubani has got a pulled chest muscle. We don't have another substitute for the striking rule. So I'm like, I'm not sure what we do here, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to leave him for a little bit and bring Ubani on. But it's like, he could play striker if we wanted to. It's like, who wants to come off worse? They're both on a 6.4. So we're going to do an encourage. Again, a ball draw here, not terrible. I would like us to create some stuff. Maybe I need to take the work the ball in the box off and we start rifling home some shots if they're going to give us the possession. Maybe it's like they're sitting back and we're just passing it around, but we're not able to get anything off. That looks dangerous. Salva is going to pick up a red here. Nope. Ramon picks it up. That was easy. No one made he didn't even make the run, Mesa, there. So thank you for not doing that. Rolls it out. Altair stands on it. Salva. Mariana. Okay, there we go. Looking good. Dropping back. Inverted winger. Play it back. Don't lose possession. Might switch the pitch. Other side. There you go. Plays it to James. James has got the runner. The left back is making the drive here. Mario. That wasn't very driving. He was very slow. Oh, I thought that was in, to be completely honest with you. I do think we take that off. We go to this. Now we can start rifling some shots in at them. He's not playing well. He deserves his yellow card. We'll bring Ubani in and say, good luck, mate. I also think, golly, we will bring in... I just worry about Salva, one, getting sent off, and two, his fitness. So we're close to getting people back. So let's make a double subbage here. Really not sure what else we're going to do. Maybe bring on Martin for one of these guys to give him a rest, and maybe a center back. Go make the difference. That's a risky change to take out your best, probably, back four player. They've now had 2 on target to our 1. Let's encourage them one more time. They didn't really love that, now did they? Okay, I'm going to stop there. We're going to take Aguza off to bring on Martin. Again, he's training on the Carolero. I think that's fairly similar enough to the box-to-box midfielder. You're nervous. That makes me nervous, my friend. We'll bring on a motivated Villanova instead. I'm trying not to use Sergio Molina to give him an automatic contract extension, so we'll leave, I guess, 1 in our back pocket. Go on, lads. They're loving that. Again, away from home, a draw, not terrible if we get there. Look at the momentum, though. It's like, oh, should we just be pushing it forward? Let's find out. Have we tired them out? James. Blocked. It goes to Ubani. Ubani decides not to jump. He's afraid of stretching those muscles, and so he's like, nah, I'm not gonna risk my health for you. It's not important enough, mate. Would have liked that to go backwards, maybe, because now they're going to win that ball, and it's... Oh, okay. Okay, Mario. He said, not today. Abdon lost it in the lights. Or in the sun? In the overcastness. He ran towards the middle, and the ball went to the corner. Now, okay. Alessandro is kind of out of position. Yep, down the line. There goes Alessandro with his, whatever, half a point in tackling. He closed him off. Not bad. This seems bad, doesn't it? Okay. Clip. There. Uh-oh. We could feel that coming, couldn't we? Uh-huh. Yeah. We could feel that coming. What are we going to do? Sure. You go there. You go there. You just go there, sir. And you be the... I don't know. Attacking option. I knew it was a risk taking the right back off, but again, I didn't go attacking, right? Maybe we should have just left it unbalanced. That clearance was poor. That drops us to second. Again, not end of the world. That he should have that ball should have come here. He should have just chested it down and then hoofed it. He didn't. And now let's demand more to get no highlight. A 0.35 XG versus a 0.75, and we lose. Welcome back to the season, my friends. That's how it goes sometimes. Again, our attacking third, not very good. I'm going to say not very good, but just these are the two players that should be playing in the attacking third. Ivan Gil, that's not really his. He's not up to par for that. Disappointing. So our first goal conceded after all that talk about us being shaky defensively. Maybe it ends up being true. I doubt it. I think it's just one of those things. Gives us our first loss of the season. I'm going to hop us ahead, assuming that... Okay, in my head now I'm going, is it Heracles or Hercules? Because the accent means the E gets... Anyway, they're currently in third. We take on Sabadell and Cartagena next, but they're fourth and fifth. So I'm not going to go right back to back on us. If for some reason we're not really close to the top, we've got much bigger problems as Relegation Rangers. So I'll bring you back here. That's probably the next episode with some other game in the mix of that. We'll see how kind of the table shakes out. It is still a little bit early. Long way to go in the season, as you can see. But if you're enjoying this, my friends, hit that like button. If you want to support my work, there should be a link popping up to my Patreon, or you can become a YouTube member, throw $1 or $2 my way. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.